What's happening, everyone? Welcome back, all Reds advocates. And today we're here with the Watford preview, just a day after the 1-1 draw away from home against Club Bruges. You know how I felt about that one. Wasn't too enthusiastic about the performance, but in the end of the day, had some time to think, and obviously we got the away goal, which is good for us, especially if we can finish the deal at Old Trafford. But you just can't get past a performance like that, and if we were consistent, honestly, I wouldn't be concerned with a performance like that. But because we've been so inconsistent for a while, for a long time, and we've seen it, so you know how I feel about that performance. But on to Sunday's match. Watford, after getting a little bounce when Nigel Pearson came in, they've been winless in their last 4 games, and they're struggling. They're in 19th place currently, you know, still fighting for their lives. And what's guaranteed is when you come against a team like this, it's gonna be at Old Trafford. They're gonna want to come at you. I think a lot of teams have lost respect for Man United in where teams would really, give us respect and defend for their lives. But instead, you're seeing relegation teams and all types of teams really coming at us. And that's what we're going to face again this weekend. It's not going to be easy because they're a tough team, guys like Troy Deeney, etc. They will come at you and they will fight. And they will fight for the win because they need the points. They need the 3 points. 1 point and no points is literally means nothing to them at this point of the season. Going on to us, I think, listen, we know there's either going to be two formations played, 3-5-2 or 4-2-3-1, because apart from the beginning where Solskjaer was playing a 4-3-3 and everything was going well, he moved away from that and he's been utilizing these two formations. So I selected for my starting lineup a 4-2-3-1. In goal, we have De Gea. Defense speaks for itself. Wan-Bissaka, Lindelof, Maguire, and Shaw at left back. The midfield, Ollie hinted that McTominay could be back for the game. He said Scott had a rest today, so let's see how he is tomorrow. But I'm not too optimistic, and even if he was fit, I wouldn't want to rush him back in risk of getting another injury like we had with Marcus. So I'd say Andreas and Fred in the holding midfield positions. Now, this was a tough one because obviously we saw Mata play in a 3-5-2 in the midfield. Hoping that we move back to a 4-2-3-1. I wouldn't actually want to see him in. I want to see Mason Greenwood in on the right. I think that, we haven't got really much right wingers. Mata, slow. He'll slow down the game. He hasn't got the pace for the Premier League anymore. Give Greenwood a play. He hasn't got a game in a while. Don't know why he can't get a game, but I think today, he's shown he can play. Give him a chance. Bruno Fernandes in cam. No brainer. Daniel James on the left, I think, as well. He hasn't been playing well recently, especially after his red hot start to the season, but once again, we haven't got much depth in those positions. Marcus is out, and who else are you going to put there? So yeah, James on the left, Martial up top. He's our man at the moment. He's the guy we need firing, especially against these teams, because we really need to pick up points against teams like Watford. No disrespect, but we need to stay consistent. Consistency is key from here on out. If we can't stay consistent and pick up points against these teams, then we will not finish in the Champions League position. And as I said in my last video, I'm not relying on 5th place to be a Champions League spot because Man City have been banned from the competition. I want to finish in the top 4. We need to start finishing consistently in the top 4 for players. And this is not just for being in the Champions League and having that Champions League music back on again. This is for signings in the summer. Players are not taking our club seriously because we are not consistent. We are not consistently finishing in 4th place or in the top 4 in those positions, going for the league title. So we are not being taken seriously. So we need to push for that top 4 spot. You know, we're 3 points off Chelsea at the moment. They'll be playing Tottenham on the weekend. If results go our way from now until the end of the season, we could still get that 4th place spot. So it's about consistency and whether, you know, we get the luck and players are on form. We've got Bruno, so hopefully he'll start creating more chances for Martial. But my focus, especially for this game, we need to play more forward passes. We need to take more risks from the midfield. We've got Andreas and Fred. I have no doubt in Fred. Fred has been playing brilliantly recently. But Andreas, I have huge doubts about him. Huge doubts. I'm not sure if Matic is back, but if he is back, I would prefer to play him instead of Andreas, because Andreas is so hesitant on the ball. He takes too many touches on the ball, and this is another focus for me. Stop taking so many touches on the ball. You watch the best teams that counter-attack, transition from defense to attack, are the teams that take 1 and 2 touches on the ball, 3 at max, and just pass it forward. 1-2 touch, pass forward. The reason why we're struggling to create chances is because we take too long on the ball when it's distributed to our holding midfielders. So then the other team has enough time to set up and just defend. And it's easy. If we want to be getting the balls into the channels, into Bruno, who we know can create chances. We saw when he came on with 10 minutes ago against Bruges. He can create. We need to get those balls in as quick as possible so that we can have runners like Daniel James or Greenwood if he is fit and starting, or anyone who's on the wing, Martial, who's making runs. Because the amount of times we've seen our attacking players make runs and it just hasn't been seen, it's been ignored by our midfield this season, it's abysmal. So we need to start looking up, 1-2 touch and pass forward. None of this sideways passing or backwards passing when you have an opportunity to take a risk and play a forward pass. That's just my opinion. And we have a massive chance to make the top 4, like I said before. We need to stay consistent. Oli, he has his critics. I'm one of them, personally, because I just don't see him as the manager we need going forward when there's a manager like Mauricio Pochettino on the market right now. But he will be extremely crucial. His tactics and the way he selects his team and the way he motivates them towards now and the end of the season is absolutely crucial to whether we finish 4th or we finish 5th, 6th or 7th in another Europa League spot and going into the Europa League for another season. And yes, we may have the opportunity to win the Europa League, and maybe we should be focusing on that more. But come on, man. We're 3 points off Chelsea, who are in 4th place. They are not playing their best football at the moment. They are low of confidence, create a lot of chances but can't score, have a few injuries at the moment. We need to take advantage of this. We've already lost stupid points already this season, so we can't do it again. We cannot do it. Consistency is key, and my prediction is we'll probably win 2-1 against Watford. I feel like we will win. We'll pull through in the end. I'm not sure about the performance, but we need a good performance, because performances breed performances. So if we go out there, play well, and take Watford apart, demoralise them, we'll take what we need to take from that going forward in order to get that top 4 spot.